We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. And this is our podcast. And my podcast hosts are today Alina from Poland, Melissa from Texas, Jackie from Arizona, and Renata from Oregon, and myself from Florida. And we have the pleasure of having Sharon from Uganda come and share her story with us. So, Sharon, please come join us.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very happy to be here with you all. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So my
So,
name
just share your story with us. Tell us what, tell us your life. Tell us what you're up to.
okay. My name is Sharon Nambakire. I'm from Uganda, Africa. I'm the founder of Mental Health and Mental Illness Awareness Foundation. Growing up, I saw how hardworking my mom was, and she really inspired me a lot, very, very much. Because at some point I never got a chance to see my dad. So I was always with my mom. I'm the only girl in 7 boys. So I'm very happy about that. Yeah, so I grew up in this community where you see people in different, you see youth suffering, using drugs, you see prostitutes. So I always told myself, when I grow up, I want to help people. I want to be the change. I want to be there, and I want to be the reason why people they don't give up. So when I was in my secondary level, when I joined my senior one in Uganda, it's senior one. So I was studying, but I was a nanny in a home where I had to wake up in the morning. I prepared this kid, I take her to school, then I go to school. So sometimes I felt overwhelmed about it, but I couldn't do anything about it. But I was trying. In my mind, I was like, maybe I'm helping my mom, maybe I'm helping myself. But during that time, at the age of 8, sorry, I was with my brothers. We were selling maize on street so that we can get school fees and to get something for a living. My mom was cooking food in the community, so we helped each other like that. My brothers were working, everyone was working. So we helped each other to be there for everyone and to survive. But I always told myself, even if this is the situation, I don't care, but I want to help people. I don't mind. So
Hmm.
when I was done with my senior four, secondary, it is called senior four in Uganda. So I had to look for a job. So I went in town, I started working. I My mom got me a job, but this woman was selling food. So I had to go every morning in town because I was done with my senior four. So I had to be there and working every morning. You go there, you work, you have to come back home. So I was still young, but you find men, men, they tell you words you don't want to hear, but you have to hear it, but you don't want to hear that. But I kept on working, and then when I was done with my senior four, my mom was like, you know what? You're going to join technical school. I was like, I don't want technical school. I want to continue with my secondary level. I want to finish. But there was no money. But she wanted to get me a bursary so that I can study. So one day I had my friend, I found this friend on Facebook. So I told her, she was a white person. So we used to communicate something like that. But one day I was like, you know what? My mom wants me to go to technical school and I don't want it. So I had to tell her. Then when I told her, she was like, I'm going to help you to finish your secondary level. And I was very happy about it. So I was I went into school. I finished my senior six. But during that time of my senior five, the school had to shift from Kampala to village because they sold the building. So I had to go in a boarding section with them. So we went to in PG district. This village is when I saw a senior one kids or children, they come to school without school shoes. And I was like, what is this? What is happening? I've never seen this before. So I'm like, wow, when I'm done with my secondary, I want to help them every time I wanted to help, you know, but I had nothing. So when I was done with my senior six, so me and I told my friends, you know what? I want us to collect shoes, clothes, so that we can help those in need. So I started that with my friends. So we went in different communities, giving to the people. So then I sat down and I'm like, Sharon, I want to inspire many people and youth in Africa. So I came up with my first foundation. It was Sharon Inspiring Youth Africa. So it was SIA Foundation. That is when I started SIA Foundation. We were just giving, collecting from friends, then we give, something like that. So when I was done with my senior six doing those donation stuff, I got a job of online presenting. I started doing online presenting because there was no money to join the university, so I had to work. So I got this job. I started working on online TV. They trained me to it. I love talking every time. I love talking. So it was very easy for me to do it. I had that passion in me. So I started like that. Since 2016, then up to 2022, I was working on online TVs. So the last job, my boss tried to sexually harass me, yet that man was in love with my friends at work. So I was like, I'm not going to join them, but I think this is my only way to quit the job. So I left the job and I was like, I've been here for so many years. I can start my own thing. So I started SIA TV. It was still because my foundation was SIA Foundation. Then I started SIA TV on YouTube. So I started working and working from 2022 up to now. But when 2023, it was around April when my cousin brother took his own life. Then I lost interest in many things I really, really loved.
Mm.
So I was into depression. I felt like I wanted to be alone. I wanted to be very far from people who knew me. And I went deep in village. I went deep in village. I got a job there and I started working, but it wasn't about me loving. I did not want to work,
Mm.
but I felt like I want space. I wanted to be very far away, something like that. So I went there. So when I was there, I had my friend, she was from Australia. Then I told her about what I'm going through. Then she was like, you know what? I have my friend. It was an organization, but they had an online Zoom classes. So she was like, I can pay for you. You start learning because it was all about women empowerment and their well-being. So I went into the course. As I was working deep in village, I was also studying something for my mental health because I wasn't okay. So I started like that. When I was done with the course, then I was like, oh, people also suffer like that. But before doing the course, I went on Google and I asked Google because no one I could ask in around me who could answer those questions. I was asking myself, why do people really commit suicide when they have people around them? It was really hurting. So I made this topic mental health. In
Mm.
all my life, I never knew about mental health until 2023. So when I landed on the topic, I fell in love with the topic. Every day I had to go on Google to teach myself to learn something about it. So when I told my friend about it, then she paid for me to go for this course. Then when I was learning and I was learning, then I was like, oh, people go into trauma, depression, anxiety, even if they have people around them, but no one can understand because it's always in the mind. No one can see it. It's not the wound, you know. So I was like, oh, now the foundation. Then I was like, now people, they can suffer in their mind. People, they can have food, they can have everything they want, but their mind is not stable. It's not okay. Then I was like, maybe I can help people. Maybe I can talk to people, something like that. Then I was like, food is not enough. But how about I change my foundation from SIA Foundation to Mental Health and Mental Illness Awareness Foundation? So I rebranded. But during this process, in Uganda, we have one referral hospital for mental health. So my friend saw me. I started like posting on my status, like teaching people on my WhatsApp. So one of my friends saw me and he was like, "You're doing a great job. I have my friend in this hospital. I think you can reach to him, and you never know, he can help you." So I went there, but he told me, "I'm busy, but I'm going to give you another person who can help you." Then I went to that person. He was a doctor. I had to pay some little money for him to teach me because I feel like maybe I need someone close, very close, with sit on the table. They teach me so that I can fully understand about mental health. So I started going there like for 1 month. Then I learned about mental health. So when I came back home, then I'm like, I can change the foundation from SIA Foundation to MHAMIA Foundation, creating awareness in different communities. So people go through stuff we don't really know, and you can't even tell us at some point. But that's how I came up with MHAMIA Foundation. We have so far visited 31 communities last year, creating awareness, talking to people about mental health, educating them about mental health, because they don't know about mental health. I learned about mental health when I was 23. 23 years. I have to know about mental health when I'm 4 years, when I'm 5 years, not when I'm older. So that's how I created MHAMIA Foundation. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for seeing the need. Wow.
Thank you.
And thank you, Helena, for having her come and share her story with us. Oh my goodness. So Sharon, we now usually have the host ask some questions. And who has a question for Sharon? I actually do, because I have my background is psychology, and so you know that is a really really tough place to take on, and that's why I'm telling you thank you so much for doing that. Even over here, it's very challenging. After 6 years of being in that field, I left because it really was not for me. I did not want to just hear horror stories day in and day out. And I didn't feel like I could help. And I'm so happy that you said, I'm the one, I can help. So I have a question for you. Inside of working with people's mental health, um, what what is the thing that you feel that you make a difference, how you make a difference with somebody in working with their mental health? What is the one thing that you feel really makes that difference for them?
Right. Okay, please try to the question again.
What is the one thing that you feel you offer that you really make a difference for them, that it turns it around for them?
Okay, so in Uganda, since we have one mental health hospital, people verify in village, they have to come in town. The hospital is in town. So you reach in a community, you talk about mental health, they say it's witchcraft, or else they call them mad people. They're not people. So you find a family, they have this person who is mentally ill. They don't know about mental health. They don't know that this person is ill. But once you educate them and they learn about it, you feel good. You feel they understand something so that this person or these people they know about mental health, they would not judge these people or call them mad. They are
Uh,
sick people,
oh.
but because they don't know, they do that.
So
Yeah.
so educating is one of the biggest pieces. I got that. Totally got that.
Mhm.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sharon. Thank you. Okay. Oh, we have lots of people that have questions for you. Okay. Renata, what's your question? Go ahead.
Oh, Sharon, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's so beautiful. And the needs are everywhere for mental health. Every single country, we need more people doing what you are doing. So, congratulations. So, my
Thank
question
you.
for you is if you could, let's imagine something here. If you could talk to the little Sharon when you were like 4 or 5, and you said, "Oh, we need to learn as a young age about mental health." Would you say to yourself, to this little Sharon?
Oh.
Oh, that is
Oh.
a bit let me cry.
Oh.
Oh, wow, wow. It's really a big one.
Hmm.
So I can always tell myself that to hold on to something, even if it's things are very tough, you need to hold on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
yeah, I got that. Totally got that. Yeah. Okay. Melissa.
Thank you. Sharon, I love your big, beautiful heart for people. I want to acknowledge you for that. And your smile and laughter is infectious. It is so easy to be very comfortable around you. And you went through this depression when you experienced that suicide, and you came back out of it, and you reached back out to help others. And it is something that's just really beautiful to see, and I'm so inspired by you. My question is, if you were to have someone in front of you struggling with mental health issues, what is one thing that you would say to them to help them to have a little hope or motivation to take that next step towards healing?
Okay. So I always have many people. So this year I created up a virtual community in my WhatsApp. It's called Mindful Minds Community. It's where we come up and we talk everything we want, everything on our mind. But for that question, I always tell my friends or anyone reaching out to me suffering in their mental health, I love to I love to tell them this word. I always tell to myself is to hold on. To hold on. It's really a big word for me because even if you're going through any tough moments in life, whether it's mental health, whether anything else, you need to have something to hold on. It's not the end of the world, you know. But some people they give up. They give up on themselves and they give up on other people around them. So they need to just hold on to something.
Mm.
Thank you. And I'm so glad that you held on, and thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. All right, Alina.
Yes, once again, thank you, Sharon, for your story. This is amazing. I knew a lot, of course, not all details. So you don't stop just, touching my heart. I would like to ask you a question that is also close to my heart. I mean, mothers
Mhm.
that have problems, and pregnant women, girls that have problems with mental health. Are they a group, your target group in your organization? Do you do anything for this particular group? And Also, another group is health personnel, because, mothers with mental problems and disorders, they are treated in a very, very bad way in hospitals and maternity wards in Uganda and other countries of Africa as well. So I would like to ask whether your organization is thinking about some programs to change and to share awareness, because all you do is about sharing awareness. It's so crucial in your country. So what do you think about this topic?
So last year, I had someone from South Africa reached out to me. The organization it's into postpartum depression for mothers, only women. So I loved it. When I did research about that, I fell in love with it. So I feel like I will need to help them, because they're the Ingen. I call them the Ingen because they bring us to the world. So when their mental health is not good, trust me, we can't live in the family when the mother is ill like that. So we're really looking forward towards that this year, more and more about that.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Okay, and we have Jackie. Oh, get ready. Get ready. Go for it, Jackie. Oh, you are muted, Jackie. You're muted.
Carol, you're so funny. Like, how do you expect to know what I'm going to say? Anyhow, you know that because I usually ask the same question. However, beautiful. Oh, and yes, I agree with everyone. You're definitely needed in such a large degree, and I'm sure Carol will put you in all kinds of places. Anyhow, my question is my first, and it's two parts. The first part is, you speak always of holding on. Now, if I were a person of mental stress, what the heck's that mean?
Sorry?
What does hold on mean?
Okay. For me, hold on, I always, my cousin brother who took his own life, he had us, but he felt like he cannot share whatever he was going through. So if he had someone, he could share that anything what was going on in his mind. I think that person would have been there, to hold on to someone, who can be there for you, even if you're going through anything. Get something or get someone who can be there for you without judgment, and you trust that person in case you're going through anything.
Good point. Good point. So as long as you add that to it, I totally agree with you. Because, like, what do I hold on to? I find a chair? What do? I go to my bed and hold on to the bedpost? What the heck? So, I mean, I just wanted to, maybe I was missing something. Okay, that's the first question. The second part of the question is, who do you focus on and how? So you've got a real broad thing. I want to know, are you doing group sessions? Are you doing one-to-ones? What specific area? I mean, it's a big world. What specific area are you working with and want to work with? Your ultimate clients. I mean, it could be any of us. I mean, I really want to focus down a little bit more, and all of you know why, because I'll help her to find herself in that climb. Anyhow, what would be the answer to that? And I probably lost you somewhere along the way.
So
but
I'm just a mental health advocate. I can talk and I talk, but at some point I cannot do everything. So I have volunteers who did mental health. So they come in, like if we go to schools to teach about mental health, we talk. We teach about what is mental health, signs and symptoms. When you're feeling like this, where do you go? Something like that. Then after teaching, we have sessions like group. Kids having we have different groups, and these people who are into mental health, not mental health advocates, but these doctors, they go in the group. We create like 3 groups, then they teach more. Okay, something like that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And what do you, that's great. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
that this is what you're doing mostly in the schools, which is exactly where it should be.
Yeah.
Early enough that they can understand the principles and what they can do to get around it and how to hold on. And
Mhm.
what is your need right now? What is it
Mm.
that you need? What is your challenge? What is your need?
In my foundation, I started it last year and I registered. I used my money to register. I had my saving, so I used to do everything. Last year,
Mhm.
I used all my money to go into the foundation. So the biggest challenge for me, it's the transportation, because at some point we cannot reach very far places because of the transportation. We do town mostly, but we would really love to go deep in villages, but at some point I can't do it because of that transportation.
Mm.
Have you ever thought
Yeah.
of talking to other groups, such as other nonprofits and possibly those that are doing much of what you're doing, to see if you can gang that up or you can share some of that with them to be able to go into those areas? Or who else is in that area? Who else is in that village from an
Mhm.
outsider, so to speak, of the village? Maybe you could carpool or whatever you want to call it to be able to
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah, I write to different organizations to come in to collaborate with me so that we can do that.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yes.
Get to close, see what
Mm.
you can give them in
Beautiful.
Mhm.
return for that. Yeah, that's great. I'm sorry, I monopolized. I did more than two, but you know me.
I said, get ready for Jackie. Okay. And Alina has the last question that we're going to do. Alina, go ahead.
Yes, two things. First of all, I would like to ask you about the reactions of the community, especially in remote rural, areas. As a person working on the ground in Africa, with
Mhm.
rural communities, I am aware of how hard sometimes it is to change their mind and to change their views, what they thought about people having mental problems, just treating them like mad people, etc. So
Mhm.
what is the reaction of the community in these remote
Good
areas?
point.
This is my
Good
first
point.
question. And I want to learn something from you, because if you share your experience, maybe it will be useful for us in our programs as Yorga's Foundation. And the second thing is, you are located in Kampala. I'm not sure if you will have a chance, I would recommend you Wakiso community. There's a beautiful women's community, many widows, many orphans living there, many problems. I was there, so if you have any chance in the future to reach this community, so please remember
Mm.
them.
Oh, beautiful.
I will.
All right. So Sharon, thank you so much. And Sharon, you're not alone. We are here. We've heard your story. We are here. And
Thank
and
you.
you have some people that are really going to support what you're doing and what you're up to by getting it out, getting the word out. The more people that know what you do and what you're up to, the bigger the opportunity to support at what you're doing. So we're going to make sure that this goes out all over everywhere, all over our social media. And please do me a favor, everybody, put your information in the chat so that, and please, Sharon, put your information in the chat, your LinkedIn, any links that you want me to put in the description when I upload this episode into the YouTube channel. Okay. And so that people can reach out to you. Okay. And Sharon, I want to reach out to you because I want you to bring all of the people that you work with into my course, and it starts May 22nd. Um, and
Mhm.
it's free for all of Africa, and you just have to be able to be online. And I actually even have learning hubs to where they come to one place and then use one device to get online. So there are many ways to be able to do this. But mine is all about mind health. I teach about mindset and mind health, and it would be a beautiful thing for the people you're working with, I think. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for another amazing episode. Yes, Jackie, go ahead really quickly.
She didn't answer the question about what the response was in the communities.
Oh,
Yeah. No, yes, yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. So about the response in the community when we go there, so they don't know about mental health when you reach there, but when you teach them about mental health, they be aware. Some people they get happy. Some people sometimes the first question they always ask, what are you bringing to us? Sometimes they don't want words. They want something like food. You don't have food, but they don't know that what you're going to teach them, sometimes it's more than food. So many of them, they're like, what are you bringing? What do you have for us? Apart from what you're going to tell us. So that is the biggest challenge we're having.
Ah,
So yeah.
wow. Okay.
I know it from Malawi as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's about immediate need.
Yes, so
Yeah.
sometimes we have first to feed people,
Yeah,
and then
it's about
we
immediate need. Absolutely. And food is number one. I got it.
Mm,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. And and
last year in Malawi we served over 100 lunches for participants of our workshop.
wow.
2 days in Zuzu, 3 days in Lilongwe. So that's
Incredible.
why sometimes why the nonprofit needs money. And this is something that donors very often don't understand because
Understand.
they don't see the need of serving lunches for over 100 participants. But there were women coming from, other villages. So they
Yeah.
needed to eat and they needed to give food to their children they brought with them.
Yeah.
So I totally understand the
Yeah.
challenge. That's why I asked this question. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that. Wow. And we got to like wake some people up about that, because we take for granted. Go downstairs, get in the refrigerator, it's there. We take it for granted. And it's about education. It's about educating people, so that they get, you have different challenges than we do. Okay.
Mhm.
A lot of times we don't see that here in the United
Mhm.
States or in other countries. Okay. Um, anyway, thank you so much for being our guest. What a wonderful episode. Guys, if you love this episode, please subscribe to our channel. Make comments on the episodes, and please share it with many people. The more people that know, the more opportunities for resources, more opportunities for this organization to grow bigger, and to have transportation, and to collaborate with many. So please join us again for another episode. We do these on Mondays and Fridays. And if you want to be a guest on this channel, please reach out to one of us. We're all over LinkedIn. Please reach out to one of us and let us know you'd like to share your story on here. Guys, you don't have to have a big, amazing story. You have to have you being the story, and it's what makes it special and amazing. Okay. Thank you once again. Guys, have a thriving week. Bye, everyone.